Hello and welcome to the Cosplay Cafe.
We're serving up a steaming hot cup of cosplay to you today on our D&D episode of Cosplay Cafe, a Cereal Box Network show.
Woohoo! So, before we get into it, let's play our theme song. Thank you. All right, welcome back. So, we have our lovely Andrea with us. Hello, Miss Andrea. You're looking beautiful tonight.
I'm surprised. I've been out in the yard taking down this Halloween decorations and being very sad about it.
We're never surprised when you're beautiful.
Oh, no, we are not.
I get dressed up just for y'all.
Aww.
You should see me at work. I look like a hot mess.
We are sad to hear your Halloween decorations are going down, but we know that that's making room for Christmas decorations, which are
yes, because I'm extra and have to over decorate for everything. So
we love it. We are here for it.
And you can't see him from my name on here, but Hermes is with us. There he goes.
Oh,
there's the kitty head.
He has to introduce himself.
Hello, Mr. Hermes.
My cats are being needy today, so they're in the room.
Well, it's a day that ends in Y.
Yeah. They're special.
I'm going to talk about our guests because I'm the one who knows them and how awesome they are.
Name dropper.
I am. Okay, you know what?
Oh, Kelly's like, I know people. It's okay.
I know so many talented people. I'm like, what are you all doing hanging out with my...
Yeah, I kind of feel like I feel like I was that person last year, like near the end of the year. I'm like, well, this is a person I know, and I know this person, and I know that person. Yep. So it's your turn to know all the people.
Yes. So we have Robin and Padme, who I met through doing charity events. They are members of my local Rebel Legion. They are incredibly talented. They are here to talk D&D cosplay because they cosplay some Critical Role actors. I think that's the right term for...
I mean, they're voice actors even when they're not on most of them, right? So
well, because it's the podcast, whatever.
They can explain
it. It's always been a long week. I don't know why I'm surprised it's a long week on Fridays. But anyways, so Robin and Padme are like super sweet. They've also been giving me advice and encouragement as I've been trying to build my Leia for the last year. Bless them for their patience with my dumb questions. And they are just super talented. So they're great. So hello, you two. And let's bring in the second stream just so we have our audio. So hello, lovelies.
Welcome. We don't hear them.
Oh yeah, we need to unmute. Uh-oh.
We had audio. What happened?
But does this supposed to work?
There we go.
That one
works. It works off my phone. Is mine working now?
There you go. Yes.
These are the joys of rolling live. You gotta deal with the technology issues as they come.
Oh wait,
and we've lost you again.
I'm so sorry.
All right. While they're working on that, I'm going to say hello to some of our wonderful commenters. Ryan said, hello, ladies, aka my friends, and then noticed Crayle and Kelly in the same room at the same time. Woo!
Yeah, Ryan.
I'm here all week, literally here all week. Derek says, "Hey, Dorcasses." I guess that's a new one for me. That's your first time?
It's my first time for Dorcasses.
Yes.
Taking it.
All right.
I can dig it.
Am I working now?
You're
working now.
Finally.
Very well.
Working hard or hardly working.
I was going to jump into the Critical Role intro, seeing as, who we are tonight, but I figured I'd modify it for you guys.
Yes, excellent.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cosplay Cafe, where a bunch of us baristas and cosplayers gather around and talk shop. Tonight's episode, Dungeons and Dragons. We play Dungeons and Dragons!
I love it. So do you two want to talk about your connection to Critical Role and why you chose these sort of characters, but why you chose these people to cosplay?
For me, my connection to Critical Role is I came in during the second campaign. I've played D&D for about 5 years now. I came in through an X's campaign and learned to fall in love with the game, and I have friends that run games. I actually am running my own campaign. I just love D&D. It's a great way to explore, just fantasy worlds aside from Lord of the Rings or the Wizard series that I won't mention. But it's a great way to explore fantasy, and again, with Critical Role, I love all of the voice actors. The entire team is just amazing. And once you know that one of the VAs is in one thing, you'll start hearing them in everything else, and you'll be like, "Oh, hey, that's so it's our. Oh, hey, that's." And it's a great game of just spot the voice actor. Originally, I started watching because Liam O'Brien is part of the team, and he is Gaara from Naruto. And he was one of my favorite characters in that. And then I was like, oh, hey. And then, I tuned in and is Levi the DM? Because Attack on Titan is one of my other favorite series. And it just kind of carried on from there. But a large part of the reason as to why I started cosplaying Matt was I saw so many people in the fandom. Critical Role fans are called critters, and you see them cosplaying, the player characters. So you have them cosplaying the characters that are created for the different campaigns. And I'm like, you don't see people cosplaying the voice actors too much. Right. And then I joined in this Critical Role cosplay group, and there were a couple people that posted their cosplays of the VAs. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do Matt. And I wore him to Anime Magic as the first time wearing him out, and the reaction was just incredible. And I wear him every con now because it's just amazing the reaction it gets. And a fun fact, my name is Chosen. I didn't agree with the name I was born with, so Robin, my whole name is my chosen name, but I specifically made one of my middle names Matthew because of Matt Mercer and Matthew Healy from the 1975. So
I love that.
I love that. That's going to make me cry a little bit. Because sometimes you have to find who you are, and you got to give yourself who you are. And I love that. That's really special.
I really love that. Oh, and
all right, we have to say goodnight to Derek a little early.
Oh.
Thanks for popping in while
Good
you
night.
can. That's okay. We know you'll hit the rewatch at least for the cosplay catwalk and the photos of our guests. So night, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek.
And Garrett earlier was the Facebook user comment I put on the screen for a second. He says it was super weird that it didn't put his name on earlier. Hello, all. He thinks. So he said hi to Hermes, the guests, the baristas, everybody. So hi, Garrett.
Yeah, Hermes.
And probably
Hello.
Nikki.
Hermes was very, very fond of Garrett the other day when he was visiting. So, all right, back to your stories.
Your turn. God, you and your long talkie. I love this guy. So I'm newer to all of this. I got as well in the campaign too, and I saw Jester and went, wow, I like this. The Russian accent, the sweetness of the character, and just so blue. And so I would keep up with it on the side, but I know D&D is very involved, and me and my two little brain cells over here are just I don't know if I got time for that just yet because I never got exposed to D&D before Critical Role. I had no friends in school ever, so like I never had anybody to play with. I just knew of it just from pop culture references, that one My Chemical Romance song, etc., etc. But when he started doing Matt, I was like, you know what? It's on brand for us to want to do the couples and everything. It's our niche. It's our brand. So I was like, I love Marisha. And as I've been watching Critical Role, especially campaign 1, I noticed she herself was also very new to it and very shy and very overcautious because she's so new. And I very much connect to that. Especially on like a neurodivergency wavelength that I don't know if she even has, but for me, I know I have that. So I took my 2 brain cells and went, this will be the perfect casual cosplay when I have my extreme chronic pain. And I love when people finally click and then they go, oh my god, it's Marisha Ray. Especially because for C2E2, I had like 2 other Matts besides him come up to me and go, hi Marisha. And I went, oh, okay.
It. That's adorable. You're like, what do I do with all these Matts?
Drowning in Matthews.
It's raining Matt. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. It's
Hallelujah.
Matt. That is a good problem to have.
And actually, I forgot one more thing. With Anime Magic, this little clown, because we had been together for about a year at that point, and I helped them through a very difficult surgery and through one of the most difficult points in his life, in my honest, humble opinion. So I don't know if this is a proposal or what this was, but we had found a photo of Marisha's engagement ring from that, and we gave each other the look and went, okay, we need it. And I have a semi-replica, honestly. It's like a semi-replica because it's gold-plated, and I think the gem is a little different, but I think it's really nice to represent, us and his love for me. And I actually like that it was gold-plated, so it's slowly been turning to silver. It's really pretty.
Part of the reason behind that is with all our fandoms, oh no.
I needed it. I got it.
I can hear you.
Okay, so for part of the reason is with our fandoms that we're in, I tend to get like a piece of jewelry to represent a specific fandom because we're in so many. So like for Stranger Things, she has a bracelet that's the Christmas lights that Joyce uses, and like for Outlander, she has a copy of Claire's ring. And I'm like, you know what? For Crit Roll, we might as well do Marisha's ring, and then I actually have. I made us coordinate bracelets to go in with the cosplay because one of the bracelets that Matt usually wears is a bracelet that has coordinates of where he and Marisha first met, and I actually put our coordinates as Anime Milwaukee, where we met for the first time. So,
oh my gosh, that's so I can't.
You're too cute. Oh my god!
And actually, going back to like con stories, we went for autographs at C2 last year because Robbie Damon, one of the guest voice actors that was on Critical Role, he played Dorian Storm in Campaign 3, actually was there. And, we went up to his autograph table, and I kid you not, we get up there, and he's like, well, they told me Matt wasn't going to be here. Takes his own camera out, spins it around toward me, and I'm like, I almost launched into the Critical Role intro, and then I'm like, wait, I better not do that. But yeah, he actually crashed the career meet. Like they had the big Critical Role meetup where all of us dressed up, went together to one area with photographers. He actually crashed the meet and came to hang out with everybody for photos and stuff.
Cool.
And because we were Matt and Marisha, he actually sat right between us for photos.
See, I love stories about the guests at cons being just that truly nice.
He is just the sweetest guy, and like I actually had him sign one of my Crit Roll books, and it's just like it was so cool. My goal is eventually to get all of the actors to sign this, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I
Many
mean,
other Crit Roll actors are out there watching.
I would love that.
I mean, this was my second time meeting him. I had met him AMT 2020, and I was not really in the Coke Roll then. He wasn't even in it then. But when I went up to his table, and I'm like, you probably do not remember me. I've met you before. I got the last tuxedo mask print for my sister, because I also know him from Sailor Moon. So I'm getting Rami David everywhere. But he is absolutely so sweet, and on top of that, I know for a fact at least Matt has seen it, because the first time we wore them out, I posted on Twitter and tagged both of them, and like 15 minutes later he liked it, and I went, oh no. Uh-oh. Oh
no! You squeal.
So I know he texted the group chat and went, oh god, the fans are weird. These darn
the fans
weirdos
are weird but well-meaning.
Yeah. Aw, come on, we're great.
But weird is not always a bad thing.
It all happen at once.
Yes.
Ryan Permison.
It's complicated.
Oh, we lost you again.
A lot of people are just being exposed to D&D now through the big popular thing is Stranger Things,
right?
With Hellfire Club. So that's where a lot of people are learning D&D. You know, it was stigmatized back in the day with Satanic Panic and all that, and it's just I've learned just from playing it so long. It's great for exploration, not only in the fantasy realm, but just about yourself. You know, you can play a character that's a different gender than what you are. You can play. I mean, obviously you can play things other than a human, and it's just great exploration for, you know, relationships and just like yourself too. So,
I grew up with it in the big panic of it being, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s with the Satanic Panic. So I remember having friends, like my older brother had a friend that was really into D&D, and people that would be like, oh my God, he's playing a devil's game. And I'm like, over here, like, 7, 8 years old. Like, it's just a game, Like, what's so wrong with it? It gave a lot of kids a creative outlet that didn't have one.
And,
it's amazing too with like the fan art that comes out of this, and like the artists that are able to make money out of like, just making reference art for people's characters, or like, there's other programs besides Critical Role. You have the Adventure Zone and Dungeons and Daddies, and like, well, those are the other two I watch. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head. Dimension 20 with Brendan Lee Mulligan and Abria Iyer. You have all these great DMs aside from that. And it's just, there's so much of that world that's opened up now. And it's just great that people are being exposed to it any way they can.
I'm here for it.
Right.
Definitely.
Our viewer, Ryan Permison, who is my co-host on Comic Books The New Class, the third Tuesday of every month, says, D&D, a fandom I will never understand, but hello to the guests, and I wish you well.
We do love you, Ryan.
We do love you, Ryan.
I will admit, as somebody who grew up around
everything we love, we so appreciate you watching.
Okay, I grew up around a lot of people that played D&D and Magic the Gathering, but I myself have never actually played them. Like, especially during lockdown, my youngest brother, who shout out to my little brother because today's his 35th birthday. But
happy birthday!
Yeah, today's Brad's birthday. But he spent like a lot of lockdown playing like virtual. He had a D&D group, and I think they played it. They did some virtual stuff when lockdown happened because he used to meet at one of the comic shops and they played. And that's one of the like 8 million creative things he does. Mm-hmm. But, and we had other friends that were really into it. So even though I never played it, I always thought it was really cool for the people that get into it. It's awesome. It's the little friendship circles and things that you can create, falling in love with the story and making up your own stories is really cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the lockdown is how I ended up joining Crayle's D&D circle because I realized they could do it virtually. She lives in Indiana, and all of them, or almost all of them, live in Indiana, and it was something they did
in person.
They still do it in person for the most part, but
I don't usually. I actually am chronically ill, and struggling to get to game was stressing me out. I felt left out, and then because of the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic was a terrible thing to happen, but there are those like small silver linings of things that people learned.
Yep.
And that was one of them, was we learned how to game online because we had to. And now I'm not excluded anymore. Not that they were ever trying to exclude me. They just didn't
It's
know.
just you couldn't always be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
it's not like I
was-
asked them to try to accommodate me. I would just say, hey, I can't be there. I'm too sick.
Yeah.
So
It's the accessibility of it.
Yeah.
Like, the pandemic made D&D a lot more accessible for everyone. And it was just really, really nice to see, especially because I am also chronically ill. You know, although I'm still really nervous with playing. So my first attempt at trying to play was a disaster and ended up having a panic attack. So
Aww.
I love having no hearing. It's great.
It's stressful.
Well, the only reason that one was a disaster is because we were on the same kind of setup we're on now, where we were sharing one mic on one computer, because it was Roll20, and we had one mic for the screen, and trying to do D&D on your phone is like a whole nother level of.
Yeah.
And this is where
I've
Sam
been there.
comes in with the D&D Beyond ad. But it's just the accessibility of it's great. It's just it has its drawbacks, because learning a whole new online system is so different compared to actually being tabletop and having like all your character sheets and everything in front of you. But it's nice that there's programs like D&D 1 has everything online now, where it's like you can literally just program and pull up your sheet and stuff. And like I have all my characters on an app literally where I just download their sheets and I'm good to go wherever I am. But
which is really nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you use D&D Beyond, the D&D Beyond app. Is there an app? Bless D&D Beyond. I love it. It's so nice. So we have Misty, which is Andrea. Misty says, "Hey, little sister," and says, "You guys look great tonight." Oh, we love Misty.
Thanks,
Wait.
Misty.
My sister is
husband
one of the biggest
says,
supporters.
We could play more. It's fun. Yeah, we really need to get Thomas into our group. We need to figure that out
Somehow.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to see how creative and unique people are with the game, but then how much it literally brings people that never would have met otherwise together. And you have to love that. Like, you might not have ever, especially with now doing more of the virtual because of the pandemic. There's somebody like all the way over on the West Coast playing with somebody over on the East Coast who never would have met otherwise. And it's making a little group out of a big area, and it's kind of cool.
It's really similar with podcasting. A lot of people started doing video podcasts, whereas for things that they used to meet up and do activities for.
Mm-hmm.
Like live watches exploded also, where you can't go watch movies at your friend's house. So and then you're listening to yourself, record yourself watching a show going, hey, we're pretty funny. And now there's like all kinds of great content of people watching things that they used to watch together, and now there's all the more people all together. So
you know what, like you said, the silver linings, we gotta look at that. And we are halfway through the show, which means the cosplay catwalk. So
we are literally in like pajama variants because I didn't feel like taking out like any of my vests.
I'm in a corset and y'all are in pajamas.
If you two don't feel like standing all the way up to show things off, that's fine. Like whatever you're comfortable with. Crayle and I will go first. I never make the guests to go first because
unless they volunteer.
Unless they volunteer. Like we did have Jen who was like, I'm ready.
Right. Just stood up.
I can like slide off the bed, but
no, Crayle and I will go first, and we'll go at the same time.
Make sure to tell your class, race, etc.
Yes.
Yeah. So, see, as a non-D&D player, I don't really have a full answer to that one. Okay.
Oh my cosplay, and I have like no room to dance. Too sexy for my cosplay. So my character is an assassin.
Rogue.
Oh yeah. Yep. How did you know? The cloak gave it away. Yep. Assassin, rogue, half elf, princess. That's a lot of hyphens.
Pirate.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you.
So you're a jack of all trades.
Jack of all, literally, yeah. I always describe her as basically Black Widow. medieval
I mean, it's
version.
a good
and I
basis to go
specifically
with.
had to include this necklace. I hope Kit watches this at some point. Kit plays my girlfriend. It's a dragon necklace because my girlfriend is a dragonborn artificer.
Ooh.
And my character loves her very much, even though she's not going to ever say that because, she's a rogue. But yeah, they're pretty adorable. So, Crayle.
I like that you're a rogue who can't keep secrets. It was supposed to be a secret that she was a princess, and we knew in 2 sessions.
Okay, yeah, Mark Mark or DM kind of arranged it so it came out very quickly. But yeah.
I mean,
also it's on brand for me to not be able to keep secrets. So yes, I'm a rogue who can't keep secrets. It came out very quickly.
Yep. All right. I'm too sexy for my cosplay. Cosplay. I am a dryad who is not wearing shoes.
Accurate. Even your foot tattoo matches being a
Right?
dryad.
It's a lotus.
Not that people can see it, but
no.
So.
I am. My character's name is Amethyst, and I'm also a princess. I have a ridiculous long title. I'm starting to forget what it is because our paladin always announces me. So I haven't had to say it all out loud in over a year. Our paladin is my knight protector, but so I am a dryad who can actually leave her tree because I'm the child of destiny. There's one every so many generations. It's based a lot on the Sinedra character from the David Eddings books, the Belgariad and the Malorian. I'm obsessed with David Eddings. The first thing I ever bought with my own money was a copy of Palgra the Sorceress at a flea market, like with my money that I earned at a job. So, yeah, I'm a princess, a sorcerer, and my stats are based on a half elf because I'm a mostly dryad, and that was the closest thing we can come up with. And then we've homebrewed it with the D&D Beyond princess homebrew. But instead of me having like 2 NPCs that I can play who are a handmaiden and like a knight protector, the paladin gets my knight protector status, and our previous rogue was my handmaiden. She's not around anymore. Also, my character would be like way too overpowered, which is hilarious because my base AC is 9 and my character is 4'11". So it's everybody else's job to keep me alive.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
Glass cannons.
Tell about the how dare you power.
Okay, so in the homebrew, I struggled to remember the name of it. I'm always scrolling in the sheet like, where is my how dare you? Because I can roll a d4 to detract from their roll to attack me someone in my party if I notice that I've been targeted or that someone in my party has been targeted. But my character always distracts them by shouting, "How dare you?" because she's a princess. And so we're always like, okay, I got a how dare you. Hold on. I need to read hold on. What's it called in the homebrew?
So it's essentially a bardic inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a Princess Leia bard of inspiration.
Meanwhile, my character doesn't want to be a princess. She's basically the bastard child of the king who was murdered. She's like, I don't want this shit. I ran off to be a pirate. Why? Why do you want me to? I guess technically she's supposed to be queen now because the king was murdered.
That hasn't happened.
She is not dealing with this very well. Her name is Eileen, by the way. Okay, Andrea, do you want to go? And then Robin.
I have a fat cat in my lap now, so I'm not disturbing whiskey.
Do not disturb the whiskey.
Whiskey is 16 pounds. Yes, he's a big orange 16-pounder. And he's in my lap now. And
we are not disturbing whiskey. Whiskey's adorable. I miss whiskey.
So yeah.
Okay, Robin and Padme, you two go.
Yeah, y'all are way more in depth than me. I just went with the whole elf deal. So
I mean, you still look great. You look gorgeous.
We're gonna let our guest be the focus since the fat boy is holding me down.
I'm like, I am literally just in pajamas. Like
that is the best.
That is amazing. I love
it. I should have done elf pajama party.
So fun fact, one reason I actually picked like this shirt and like I'm in like gray plaid pants. There's actually a live stream that Matt and Marisha did from their house for a Q&A for, I believe it was when this book was released. It was like a fireside chat that they did. They forgot how to work the flue in their fireplace, and they nearly like burnt their house down.
Oh no!
So
Don't do that.
Well,
Yes,
no,
please
we don't
don't.
have a fireplace
Look
in
for
my
one of those.
apartment. But like,
Yeah. Hey, we have an electric one.
but that's
No.
specifically why I wore this outfit, because it's like, come on, we're live streaming and
That's
I needed to be
perfect.
comfy. So, okay.
That's so meta.
Comfort is a good thing.
Wait, no, this way.
There we go. There
we
we
go.
see Padme.
Padme.
She's actually
her cosplay.
Too
in
sexy
the
for her
Crayle
cosplay.
cosplay pajamas. Like, there's official pajamas. So those are the official pajama pants, and the top is
Rocking the
somewhere in one of
Ashton
drawers.
shirt because I too am chronically ill.
Yeah, we feel that.
We all sympathize with that one.
Yeah. Andrea, you were saying something a second ago, and I don't.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. Or I accept your apology to Andrea on her behalf.
Hey,
Andrea,
what
would
did
you
I-
like to speak now?
I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying? I don't know.
Well, really quick before we show off our guests' photos, David McDonald, that weirdo, says tattoos that match the character. That's dedication. Talking about my foot tattoo.
Why is he so obsessed with you?
I know it's like he
know,
watches
it's a
every
strange
comment.
thing.
If you're new to the show, that's my husband, and it's a wonder that he even bothers to comment once per show because we just make fun of him for the next 30 seconds every time. This has
But
been
it's out of
our
love.
That's how we show our love. That's our love language.
This has
If we
been our
don't pick
weekly
on you,
David
we might not
roast.
like you.
Garrett says that there was a Jeopardy clue a few days ago about Right Said Fred and I'm Too Sexy, and I immediately started singing the Cosplay Cafe version. Yes!
Ah, we've created an
We love
earworm.
that, Garrett. We love that. And if anyone, I'm gonna do a merch plug real quick. I'm too sexy for my cosplay. We have mugs. We have shirts.
We have bags.
Everything at Redbubble.
Redbubble. We'll put that information on the screen a little later, but like,
Okay, good, because I need
Definitely.
to order one because I am like a chronic tea drinker. Like, I will drink like
Yes,
4 or
me
5 cups
too.
of tea at work every day. So, like, I need to order one.
Did
So,
you?
on my next check, I will be putting in an order for 2 of us. So,
yes.
What
I'm
type of
actually-
tea? That's the important thing. I'm sorry.
Stop muting it.
oh god. If I'm at work, I generally try to stay away from like black and green tea just because caffeine makes me have panic attacks. So I
Fair.
generally try to drink herbals unless I like have a really important report that I need to work on. Then I'll drink like a puree or like an oolong, something that's got some caffeine, but something that's not going to make me like off the walls.
Mhm.
So
I'm actually drinking water tonight because I'm a dryad and I must keep my roots nice and moist. Or as Kelly said earlier, because I'm part tree and I wet my plants.
oh god, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful pun.
We like our puns and dad jokes.
We are full of dad jokes around here. It's one of our many superpowers.
I'm pretty sure we're just all dads.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm like my husband, who actually is father to my children, sitting over here like, wow, that's news to me. I'm not okay with this.
he's like, wait a minute. So what? How?
I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we're queuing up our guest submissions over here. We haven't gone completely off the rails yet.
Sorry, I
Because
sent
Kelly's
those
here to
in a
sort of
little
keep us
late.
on track.
We got caught in a rainstorm walking back from dinner, and I'm like, I should probably send these before my phone dies. So,
Oh, you.
yeah.
And I sent
Hey,
mine
it's
at
fine.
dinner. Like a weirdo.
Okay, so Andrea, because these thumbnails are so tiny.
Yes. The first three are the viewer. The other ones after are Robin and
Okay.
Padme.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Yeah, we didn't get as many viewer submissions this
But
week.
they
so-
were fantastic ones. So
Mhm.
yes, they were.
one I've been
Alright,
sitting
so-
on for a while.
So why
That
don't
one's
you
actually
people-
me. Are we starting with ours?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Is that okay?
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so
You're the
This-
guest. You get to go first.
this was one of my most expensive builds to date.
So
This was my
cool.
Cobalt Mercy from the original Overwatch. This cosplay actually has like so much trauma behind it. TLDR, I cosplayed her because I had a toxic ex that really liked the character.
Mm.
I have since sold her and actually made back about half of what I spent on her. all in, that entire build was about 1,300, and that includes moving
Wow.
3D pieces. The wings were stationary, but that staff could actually spin and light up. So
Very cool.
That's impressive.
I've done that one, and then I think I sent in one other Mercy one, which is the Winged Victory from the Summer Games pack, and that's the Olympian looking one. So,
Well, that is a beautiful build, but I'm glad you were able to like recoup some
Yes.
money. This
yeah,
is a really good picture.
yeah. This is my Matt 1.0 build that I have.
Oh, my husband says,
got it.
"Wow, 1,300, very impressive." Yeah, my husband's just logged into my YouTube.
I'm trying to like tilt this enough to get me in screen because like, fine, I'll just.
You're just like, just push her out of the way.
But yeah, that's one of like Matt's common poses for when he's at the table and stuff. So that was actually taken at Ren Fair. I've since then updated the bracelets. I have multiple Crayle shirts in multiple colors, and I have almost every color of vest that he's worn.
Nice.
There is actually a Twitter called Crayle Closet that will analyze what everybody's wearing on the show every week, and will tweet out direct links to the stores to buy stuff at. So I literally have an entire wish list of stuff that, you know, he and like Liam and Tal and like the other guys have worn, and then I made a wish list for you and your sister for Laura, Ashley, Marisha, and who am I missing? No, I think there's only but yeah, I just make wish lists of clothes from this Twitter, and that's how I get the different outfits for stuff. So, but
That's how I do it for my cosplay pieces. Like I window shop, I make wish lists, and then I go back when I have money.
What is having money? What is that?
Right?
I have forgotten.
That's what they don't tell you about being an adult.
This was the other Mercy build I did. It was Winged Victory. So that one's also been sold off as of now. It's just that one I had a lot of fun with because I made a TikTok to the audio of it's Maroon 5's if Happy Ever After was like this, I wouldn't be. I can't think of the exact lyrics, but it was like,
Isn't that payphone?
yeah, it's Payphone, and but it
If
was
Happy Ever After did exist,
yeah, that one.
I would still be holding you like this.
The lyric transition was literally me selling off every single Mercy related thing I own because it reminds me of a really toxic ex. And then the changing part was realizing I would have married into that relationship for the rest of my life. And it's just like, I'm so glad it's over and I'm with someone that I actually care about. Sorry.
There it goes.
I'm with someone I actually care about and like, you know, actually respects me and like treats me well. So
Fair, I took part of your like Mercy stuff. So
yeah,
I
you did.
Make a full build. I'm like, I can fix this, and I can make you be Moira.
Yeah, I am working on a Moira build. So, but yeah. What else did I send in? Oh God. Oh. That is a trial of my Kylo Ren build. I'm actually updating him for 501st Legion, which is like the bad guy equivalent of RL.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm updating him for that. But that was a quick photo shoot I did actually 2 Aprils ago, I believe, and it's snowing during that, and that was mid-April. So
Fun
That's
fact.
Wisconsin.
Fun fact. It's that photo shoot specifically that made me like start eyeing Robin in the ooh woo. I like this person. It's just so nice, and he's so attractive. And my brain went.
I've had multiple people. I actually started doing Kylo because I've had multiple people tell me I look kind of like Adam Driver because I have freckles in the same place, and like my hair at the time looked pretty close. So yeah.
I just never committed any of my race stuff.
No. Oh well.
I'll do a Star Wars version.
This is probably my best tracer photo I have because I'm not wearing contacts for that. Like my eyes are actually that green, and my photographer just managed to edit. You know, I was just blown away by her work. Unfortunately, she kind of got out of the photography game, so she's not doing photography anymore. But yeah, that
So
was.
who was your
crazier.
photographer?
Her name was Daria Pierce. Like Green Bay local, so like northern Wisconsin, but she hasn't done photography in like 6 years. So
Wow.
Well, she definitely has an eye. So
yeah. Yeah, I went far back for this one. This was
I love it.
BBC Sherlock. So
I'm such a fan of Sherlock, so when I saw this picture, I was just like,
a fun
I
fact.
kinda
A fun
squealed
fact.
when
I
I
can
looked at
actually
it.
play. I can actually play violin too. So
Ooh.
that shoot we did. I actually was playing while we did the shoot. So
oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
That is an instrument I would love to learn to play, but I have no coordination or musical ear other than singing just a little. So
I play by ear. I actually can't read sheet music.
See, my middle brother is the same way. He can only play by ear. He's never been able to read music.
This was probably what I was known for. Like when I first kind of started cosplaying. This is Dean Winchester from Supernatural, and this was actually before I became comfortable in the identity I have now. That was actually a crossplay for me at the time.
Nice.
So I'm in a full binder, and that male makeup was all me. Like I did all that shading myself, and it was. I'm just so proud of that because the reaction to that was just amazing.
Awesome.
So
I love it. So good.
this is my favorite cosplay of all time that I've done, and it's also how I got one of my chosen names. This is Robin Sena from Witch Hunter Robin. It was a 2002 gothic horror mystery anime that ran.
I remember
on
when that one came
back
out.
in the day. So I just love that character to death. And fun fact, her voice actress Carrie Walgren actually knows that my cosplay exists and has actually complimented it, as well as Crispin Freeman, who plays the male lead.
Okay, I'm a little bit obsessed with Crispin Freeman's voice because I have been. It started with Zelgadis and the Slayers way back in the day. I love that man's voice. He should just voice everything.
Yeah. So fun fact, I actually met him at ASAN a couple years ago, and I only met him because I was wearing Robin. Because they were going to cut off his ticket line because something like they only let so many people in line with tickets. He saw me dead on stopped, turned to his handler and went, "Let Robin and the next 20 people through." And I just kind of...
Oh, that's amazing.
And that's one of the best memories I have, so...
Like, his voice was one of those, it was iconic in the early 2000s voice acting in anime. Like, you heard it and you're like... Crispin Freeman, he's in this one.
I mean, to be fair, same Toxic X related to the Mercy stuff. You bought him an Amon cosplay, and the first time he wore it for me, I was like, "All right, I guess I'm doing that too." Because I planned to be. I was working on Yurika to match his Robin, and I'm still planning it because honestly, I have never seen a single person do her. So like, YOLO.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll actually be wearing Amon one of the next few cons because I actually kept the cosplay that I had commissioned for my ex, and I had it resized to fit me. So, and I can kind of do the voice, kind of. Yeah. Oh, should I talk about this, or do you want to take it?
Can I talk?
Go ahead. I'm muting.
Okay, so this is not the first time we wore them, is it? No, maybe it was. No, it's not.
Inky.
No, it's not. It's
Inky.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. I love this man. No, I think this was C2. I think. I can't.
Oh, it's Inky. Look at the masks.
Right. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I saw the red lanyard and went, no, C2 did that too. I am wrong. But this is not the first time we wore them, but it is the cosplay I am the most insanely proud of, because I have a very good track record of not coping well while working on projects and never getting crap done. So I actually finished the majority of my Leia dress while watching the Star Wars trilogy. So, and it would not have been done without somebody over here who surprised me with most of it. He bought me all my fabric for my birthday. He wanted to stop doing Leia, so he's like, you can just have my boots, it's fine. And the belt was a birthday gift from my dad. And we panicked when we realized we had no idea what to do with my natural hair. I have really thick, long Jewish hair, and it just still was not enough to do Leia's buns. So he's like, slaps the Leia wig on my head. We got it. It's fine. And that was the second one I got approved, actually. Not my first Rebel Legion one. That's my second.
Because that was actually a wig that I styled, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to plug my wig styling. For anybody watching that needs a cosplay wig, I do commissions for pretty much any character. I have a Google Doc, or not a Google Doc, a Google like poll where it's like, what character, what brand do you want, and just fill it out, and then I can get you back to you with a quote for it. But you can either contact me through my Hiraeth Solo Instagram page, or I actually have a separate wig styling page now that I have linked in my Hiraeth bio. But the wig styling is Alien Anam wigs. It's Gaelic, so it's really tricky to try to spell if you're hearing it out by ear. So I would just recommend, if you want to get a hold of me for a wig, just go to hiraethsolo.cos or Hiraeth Solo Cosplay. That's easier to get a hold of me there. So, but
Yes.
yeah.
Don't talk about your Luke.
Oh, and
Say something about your Luke.
going along with Padme's Leia, I'm doing Luke because, again, we thought we might as well do the twins because nobody knew they were twins until Jedi. So it's perfectly fine if we're lovey-dovey in those costumes because we're not wearing the Return of the Jedi ones from '83, so it's perfectly fine.
Praise the reason George Lucas didn't know they were twins.
Exactly, and it's funny because people just ship it still. Like, we on our RL base, like we're like the couple on base, so people are like, we're cute together and we know it. We might as well just keep it going.
And I'm pretty sure this is Keisha saying hello, beautiful people. Hi, Keisha. We love you. And here's more Leia. And
hey, that's me. That's my face.
Beautiful wig.
I actually want to shout out the photographer who took those, Aphrodite Charlotte. Super sweet photographer from the Chicago area. I know her through friends, and that's usually how it goes for me. I know a lot of people through more people, and more people through those people. So I was able to get a quick photo shoot with her, and those are like my favorite ever layout photos. Even though, as the photo shoot went on, my buns decided to unfurl. So you can just see them go all like lower on my head and off like lopsided. And that's why most of them are posted. I feel so bad. But they're so
Aphrodite Charlotte is so good, though.
I know. I adore her endlessly. I want to do another photo shoot with her so bad when I get something else done.
David
says, that's the danger of making the story up as you go. You might have accidental incest.
It really was. It really was. Because even Mark has said, when, like, before Return of the Jedi, Mark and Carrie were like, this, even with the stuff with Harrison, with Harry, they would make out a lot on set, and they would be super weird and gross together in all those adulty things. And it was George Lucas at the last minute who went, let's make them twins. And every day I regret this, and every day I am angry at George Lucas because imagine what we could have had, and he still hates Mara Jade. So either way, Luke Skywalker never scored.
Ooh, I hate that he hates Mara Jade.
Same.
I'm so bitter about that.
Here lies Luke Skywalker. He never scored.
That's why he lived on a rock for a while.
I can't say I blame him because apparently he wasn't allowed by his creator to ever be with anyone. We'll put it the PG ways.
This is maidenless behavior on Luke Skywalker's
He never knew anyone in a biblical sense.
He never did premarital handholding.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid the bots because you two know Beth Kruger, right?
Yeah.
Well, she's
That was an episode.
words that awoke the bots.
Oh, no.
Every like her episode, like every 2 minutes, a bot comment was coming up with
It
with
was
bat with big links in it. It was really hilarious. But
Oh, God.
Do you need someone to fix your computer?
David does say, love the Star Wars costumes. They look amazing.
Thank
And my
you.
husband is
Thank
trying to
you.
wake the bot. He says, Captain America.
Captain America finally scored at the end of Endgame, and there's your spoiler. More layout. Funny enough, that blaster is also his.
Yep.
And he was like, just take the dang blaster, just take it. It's fine. I don't want to do Leia anymore. Fun fact though, you can actually see the blousing is like really low on me. I have actually lost quite a bit of weight. So as it stands, Leia is sitting in our craft area, taken apart because I have to. It's a two-piece dress as opposed to how everyone makes it. Do you mind? I love you. Do you mind? We are playing with dice.
It's very on brand for that.
Most people make Leia's dress as a one piece instead of two, but I am slightly long-armed and slightly too chonky to do that, so I did it in two. And I made the shirt just a little too long, so I am now kind of fixing that after the fact while we have no troops or like events or anything for a hot minute. So I'm lucky. I'm very lucky I did it in a specific way where I could fix that, because if it was a one piece, I'd be screwed.
you would have to do so much taking things apart. I hate taking something apart once I finish it.
Jet Set's just such a finicky fabric. I love it, but it's so touchy. Actually, the underside of the front of my skirt is torn up because I kept her in a space bag with the belt, and the belt is metal. And yeah,
Whoops.
no more competing in her. That's a pipe dream, long pipe dream. Okay. Anyone remember DaishoCon? Nobody? Me neither. I barely remember this. It was just a casual thing. My ex-fiance broke up with me not long before this, and so with a dress I had thrifted and a veil I had, and I had purchased a Christine week prior, I actually met a Phantom at DaishoCon. Was not expecting it, and a friend of mine, Sparrow Style, I believe, took a bunch of photos of us. It was a lot of fun. James, the Phantom, he was really, really sweet. But I'm so excited to get my little historical sewing brain gear. I really, really, even though we are probably not going to be able to go see Phantom on Broadway before it closes, unfortunately, I'm still planning to speedrun things because I'm nuts. I'm pretty legally nuts.
I understand that deep in my soul.
And
As a
that was just
cosplayer.
not the backdrop for that, but I just thought it was nice. And
It's a
actually,
pretty backdrop.
it is.
As a huge
I
fan
love
of
it.
Phantom, I love this. Like, I am a big fan of
Oddly
Phantom.
enough, this is actually where we first met. Inadvertently, it wasn't Amki. He had actually passed by the photo shoot. So we had seen each other at Dice Show, but didn't know each other until after Dice Show.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. Oh, here we go. Aw, we're so cute. I forgot who took this. Do you know?
Jim. Sean's friend.
A friend of ours. Another Crayle cosplay took this photo of us. I panicked, and we did the Kmart prom pose, the make every moment a Kodak moment pose. And actually, before C2E2, I had worn a couple different shirts from Marisha, and no one recognized me. They just thought it was some cosplay noob or whatever, or like convention noob, until I got a Sleeves Are BS tank, thanks to you. Then everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're Marisha Ray," and I went, "It's the tank top. It's well with you. It's the same thing because you have to wear a shirt that says Critical Role for people to understand you are Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very strange."
Well, those more casual cosplays are harder because
Yeah.
it
The more like regular clothes they are.
Stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more everyday clothes they are, the harder they are for the casual fan to recognize. If you're not a fan of something, it's harder for people to go, "Oh, they're cosplaying."
Because everyone thinks of cosplay being like just things you don't wear every day.
And they usually think they're like, if you're not a cosplayer, a lot of people think it's all the really big, crazy, elaborate stuff. And cosplay can be literally you're out of your closet and something simple. It doesn't have to be you wearing armor you can't get through a doorway every time you put on a costume.
Thank goodness, because
it doesn't have to be a dress I'm afraid to sit in for too long, otherwise it could stain.
I don't have the room to store enough of those.
Oh, I did submit a Ray. Sweet. So Jakku Ray was my first actually approved Rebel Legion costume. It's a lot of pieces were cobbled together. Most of the soft parts, like the pants, the shirt, the tabards, and no, not the arm wraps, but all of those were from a friend of mine, Alex. Rhea the Wolf, I believe, is her cosplay handle. She's actually a Ray judge, and after an unfortunate incident where I commissioned somebody who's now a friend of mine, oddly enough, could not get it to me in time, she actually made it for free for me. And I love it so much. The belt is from another Ray. It unfortunately is beginning to not fit as well. Boots are the official poses because somebody also bought those for me because we were supposed to share them.
I was gonna do a Ray, and then I decided.
Yeah, and you decided to go full Kylo Ren.
Well, no, I actually have 2 Ray approves. I have 2 Rays approved as well.
Oh, that's right.
I just don't wear her.
Bracer is from a really nice maker. Arm wraps were his fault as well. I love you. That photo was actually with the Milwaukee Droid Builders at Maker Faire 2021. It was a lot of fun, except for the coin machine. So I couldn't even work on Leia because of some really loud explosions.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
So Ryan's very excited. Ryan says, Star Wars, I get this one. Yay, Ryan.
Yay!
And then Ryan says, "You want to talk Star Wars? Let's go."
Yeah, I have some hot opinions.
Feel free to add us.
I'm from a Star Wars family, so.
Oh God, this was the same day you
did the shoot.
You pulled
the golden hour shoot.
This was the same day you pulled the proposal, though.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the coordinate bracelet in there. This was, I forgot what happened.
It was a blooper.
You said something.
Something.
Someone said something, and I have a ridiculous laugh, and you make very silly faces too.
Well, I was almost cross-eyed.
You make a silly face when I say things out of left pocket sometimes.
Okay, but the joy in this picture is just
really, I experience nothing but joy with him, like, all the time, especially now that we are mostly living together, like, full time.
Might as well.
Aww. No, you love him.
Oh God.
Hadestown time. Do you wanna
Yeah.
Here.
Okay, so we're big into musicals too. It started with Phantom's always up in there in my top, but Hadestown is another one that's really close to my heart because one of my favorite actors, Reeve Carney, is the lead Orpheus, and like I just felt connected to Orpheus as a character. So I was like, you know what, we're going to see Hadestown. We should probably just cosplay from it, and let's see, let's show up in cosplay because Broadway people love when you show up to shows in cosplay. And so I literally threw that together. That entire costume I got off of piecing stuff off of Amazon for like $50.
Yes.
And for Halloween that year, I was a barista at Starbucks, and I actually wore Orpheus to work on Halloween, and I had people being like, "Oh my God, you're Orpheus!" And it was so cool. And her Eurydice coat is actually a piece of my Jamie Fraser cosplay from Outlander that I haven't finished and probably never will. But Yeah, we're gonna upgrade them for the next con season, but that was just such a cool experience. Like, we actually got to go up and take pictures by the stage because we were the only ones dressed up. So
I love it. I love it. So Ryan wants to know.
oh god, favorite movies or TV series? Jeez,
It's so hard to
because Ryan doesn't ask hard questions.
Star Wars not included in that, or
Star Wars is absolutely included.
Okay, because if we're going movie series, I'm definitely gonna go with Star Wars. TV series, probably. Well, right now we're hyper fixating on watching House MD. So,
grouchy man after a car accident.
Yeah, we love that. Otherwise, comfort series for me, again, goes back to like Witch Hunter Robin or Supernatural.
Yes.
Supernatural's got a soft spot.
Yeah, anything narrated by David Attenborough. Like that is my anxiety foolproof. I will literally sit and watch nature documentaries, like if I'm having a panic attack or like just to calm down and stuff. Otherwise, favorite movie. You showed me Fifth Element earlier this year, and it is.
Is that your favorite?
It's getting up there. It's getting up there.
Love Fifth Element.
For Cole North, for North, we were actually supposed to do Corbin and Lilu, and we just haven't had time with everything that's been going on. So
And money.
money.
Money stops you a lot of times.
Yeah.
Lilu has been on my like maybe someday I hope list for like since I started doing this, but I don't talk about it a lot
I would love to do a wig for you if you ever do get around to doing
He's making mine.
I will.
I'm going
I
to talk
will.
to you about wigs later because I have a Lagertha from Vikings wig that needs some repairs because some of the tiny braids came out.
Oh no! All right,
I would love to take that on. Just message me later.
So for me, right now, obviously, I'm hyperfixing on House MD. It's muted.
Okay,
I got it. I actually watched the series growing up because it was on, and my mom and I would watch it together. And I just have warm, lovely feelings about it, and it's helping me cope through a screwed up wisdom teeth surgery, sort of, and now the accident. Outside of that, though, it's really hard to say what my favorite TV show is besides House.
That's fine.
I know, I'm weird, but movies.
It's a good show to enjoy.
Until it gets really sad, and I'm not ready for that again.
Yeah.
No, actually, Outlander, but also that also gets really bad. So don't watch either of those. Do not recommend. Don't recommend that either.
Sunshine and Rainbows. Don't watch those shows.
Most of the shows I like are no longer Sunshine and Rainbows. If it's not Sunshine and Rainbows in the story, it's canceled.
I will recommend your show
Gentleman
to
Jack.
Kelly after I'm one or two.
Wait a minute, I got another one. Sandman. Just got renewed season 2. Highly recommend.
Movies.
Yes.
What a king. I stand so hard. But for movies, for me,
the world does not deserve him, and yet
we have him.
The minute I found out he was also Jewish made so much sense for me. I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is great. I love it. I'm so excited. We're actually still working on our Sandman and Calliope cosplays because you know what? Let's make everybody sad.
And then I can make Orpheus jokes with it because in Hadestown lore, Calliope is Orpheus' mom. So,
but for movies, for me, it's Fifth Element as well. It's always been a childhood favorite of mine. Lulu was one of the first few cosplays I ever wanted to make. Outside of Sailor Moon as well. That's how I got into cosplay with Sailor Moon. But
I think everybody's gateway drug was Sailor Moon.
Mine actually
on the cosplay.com forums? Absolutely. Looking at those terrible wigs.
Mine actually was Black Butler.
Oh, so. Yeah.
Okay, I did that. I had been cosplaying for about 8 years when I did Black Butler. So
nice.
All right, so we have 2 more pictures for Padme, and then we have our guest submissions, and then
I'm sorry, we like to talk.
That's okay.
But we do too, so you're in good company. Love it.
There's 5 of us that like talking.
I forgot you submitted that.
I sure did. So, we are friends with Justin Pineda Media, a really great semi-local photographer he
Videographer.
photographer, videographer. He travels the country a lot for cons. So for KitsuneCon 2022 this year, because he finally got to see my new fancy rollator, he's like, do you want to incorporate that into the shot? And I'm like, absolutely. You can actually see the jester behind me. It actually has a leg brace on as well. So it was really nice to get a little bit of disabled rep in it, and we still look really nice, even with me sitting. Although those pants also don't fit. I've lost so much weight, nothing is fitting me anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I hate it so much. Don't do it.
It's a good and a bad thing to have.
Yeah, I lost 30 pounds before my wedding, and people were like, "You should be happy," and I'm like, "My wedding dress doesn't fit."
Oh my god.
Kelly fixed it. She fixed it in like a couple of hours. Like
that's actually, I've lost like 20 to 30 pounds during my relationship with him so far. I'm down to where I was in high school, which doesn't look great when you think about it, but it's a lot greater with my health.
No, you as long as you feel good, that's what matters.
I want to say yes, but also my mouth hurts. But this was also taken outside of KitsuneCon. They were enforcing masks that year, which is why my face looks so pale and lipstickless. But that's actually one of my favorite photos of me. It actually looked really nice and pretty, and my wig cooperated.
And actually, as long as we're on this, I'm actually gonna plug my photography page too. So I do most of the non-comp Illinois conventions and Wisconsin conventions under Komaribi Flash Media. Komaribi is the Japanese word for sunlight filtering through the trees. And I just started doing photography for that. I'm at North. I'll be at Amki. I have bookings currently open for North at least, and I have plenty of room on my schedule. So if you want a photo shoot, again, message me and I'll get you on. So
I mean, for both your businesses, or I suppose I'm the assistant.
Yeah.
So like, not only do I get to help them style wigs, I get to make up and wig check, because you actually had a photo shoot horror story where it was Kira from Star Trek, wasn't it? Here, you want me to?
Yeah.
So it was Kira Nerys from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I did 2 entire photo shoots, and no one told me I had hair sticking out of the back of my wig. And it would have been fine. It would have matched fine, except my hair was Moira Orange from Overwatch. And Kira's hair is more of a rust.
Oh no.
Photo editing couldn't save it.
Oh no.
So it was just a nightmare. And like, you'd be surprised how many photographers will not tell you when things are wrong.
Which
before
is,
they do a shoot. So
I feel like that should be rule 1.
yeah.
Yes.
But you're right. A lot of photographers won't speak up, and like that's why it's important to find a photographer that you build that trust with.
That's why it's good to find a cosplay photographer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are more likely to
Portrait and
fix your
graduation and stuff
wig.
like that.
Yeah, they're more likely to go, oh, hold on, your wig's here, or you want to fix this. I can't see this part of your costume. Makes it so much better, because a regular photographer doesn't look at you the way somebody who photographs cosplay does.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so our guest submissions. Let's see. So we have
Keyleth.
Okay, I got to judge this costume at Memphis Comic Expo.
stunning.
Okay, let me just put this way, how amazing this costume is. She was just second place.
Oh, wow.
But literally she laid each of those leaves and sewed each one down. Thankfully they went through her sewing machine and she didn't have to do it by hand. But it is front and back faced with the leaves so that that's all you see. And she would do a row on the front, sew it, do a row on the back, sew it, and then just build all the way up. And that costume, like these pictures cannot do it justice. It was absolutely beautiful. And then she was just the sweetest person. Like when I had been holding on to this because I knew we were doing a D&D episode.
Yeah.
And as I talked to her at the con, she took my business card so that she could contact me. I was like, I want to show this off on our episode. Please let me show it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's yes, that one was just gorgeous.
And of course,
Oh, hey, it's Valerie.
Yeah.
we love
We
her.
love Valerie. Oh my god.
Valerie's so
Keyleth,
talented. It
her
hurts.
Ruby. Oh my god. When you get
And she
Jessica, we need to
also
get
has
photos of her
a
Ruby.
And Laudna with her new
Kaylin,
Yeah.
and I did not pull up, or I didn't have time to do a deep dive and get a better picture that shows her cape, because her cape is also
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have some
Look,
really
if-
good photos of it from C2.
Yeah, if Valerie made it, it's amazing. Just that's all you have to know.
Yeah.
she's
I mean, she placed at Crown at C2. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
she did. Yes, she did. And here is Kayla and her original character from her D&D campaign, and
Nice.
we love
Her
Kayla.
hair.
I love that green with that wig. That was a
Yeah.
good color
It
choice.
really pops. It really pops. And we have
Yes.
some comments, so let's go through these real quick, and then so let's see. Ryan is thanking you for plugging
Hashtag always be promoting.
Yep.
Yes.
And he says early seasons of House are great.
Yep, everything after season 4 is like depressing.
Yeah.
And then David says, it's never lupus.
Except for the one that David actually was.
My
And
brother
then
used to run around
Brooklyn
saying
Nine-Nine,
that.
which Brooklyn Nine-Nine is the perfect
That,
show.
that's
that is a
right.
good
Okay.
show.
I have
And
not
also,
watched the
that
last
is a
season
show.
of Brooklyn
You need something
Nine-Nine.
Happy.
Yeah. Okay,
Like,
I
yes,
haven't watched the
it's-
last season because I don't want it to be over with because I love that
Aw.
show so much.
I don't blame you.
And my brother Brad and I started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine because we love Terry Crews, and then we stuck around for the entire cast.
Yeah.
Your cast is amazing.
It's diverse. It is funny. They're talented. It tackles both funny and serious stuff. It is just an all-around amazing show. And every year the Halloween heist episode is amazing. So
Ryan recommends Knight Rider and Stargate Universe.
I grew
Stargate-
up on
oh,
Knight
yeah.
Rider. Yeah, I watched a lot of Knight Rider growing up. So.
SG1 in Atlantis was what I remember watching.
And Sierra says hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Sierra.
Sierra had a birthday yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
Happy birthday, Sierra.
Sierra's one of the lovely many friends of the show. So,
Yes.
yes.
Right before we ask our special guests here what their parting words of cosplay wisdom are, I'm going to give them an extra moment to collect their thoughts by sharing some really big news about my business.
Yes.
So I have a lot of businesses. I'm my own boss. I edit and I make handmade art. But like my most passionate one is my Pokeballs by Crayle account. I make stuff that looks like this. But previously, you had to message me to order something and we had to like talk it out. Like I didn't have a cart and a web store.
Nice.
But why is it not pulling up? There we go.
Yay.
Now
Ooh.
I do. So if you can't remember, so my first name and maiden name are kind of weird. It's CrayleVanest.com/homepage is the store now that's attached into my website that was already built. But you can also go to linktree.com/Pokeballs by Crayle and like everything's there. So if you still want to order something perfectly custom, if you still need help, you can still message me through any of that social media or anything. But if that's too much mental energy for you, because sometimes that's too much mental energy for me to buy something, even if I really like it, you can add to cart now. I built the website myself. I built the web store myself. I had to learn API short codes for it and didn't know how spaces worked. That was an adventure. So while our guests were, I hope, taking a moment and not being too distracted by me waving my hands around like a crazy person, linktree.com/Pokeballs by Crayle or CrayleVanest.com. And there's like a big button also that just says store. I tried to make it easy to find. So again, still reach out to me if you need to. It's just that now you don't have to start a whole conversation with me to buy a thing you already know you want. So
Very exciting. So that said, Robin and Padme now is the time of the episode where we ask you what advice you would give to new cosplayers. So I'm going to give you the screen.
Best advice to new cosplayers. Oh God. The best thing I have is just be yourself. Don't be afraid to do a character that no one else has done or one that isn't popular. If it resonates with you, that's good enough. Cosplay these days, especially post COVID, seems to be all about the followers. It seems to be all about, who has higher counts than others, who's able to spend the most money on the big builds, who's able to, do this the most. It all seems like competition. One thing I wish I'd remember is, remember why you got into cosplay. Did you go to just hang out with a con and go to a con to hang out with friends you haven't seen in like 5 years, or, you only see them once a year at this thing? Did you connect with this character because, you see yourself in them and you're like, oh, hey, this is really cool. I should just do this for me. Like, don't do it because you want fame or you want the notoriety of it, because you're only going to find disappointment. Just do it because you want to do it, and stay true to yourself. Like, don't let yourself get swept away by like the illusion of the popularity of everything.
For me, it's difficult because I just have so much advice to give. Just because I've been even just when I was just into it, I've been in the community for a very long time. But the advice I could give now is, especially for new cosplayers, take your time. We live in a late capitalism society that now fast fashion is now entering the cosplay world, and it's very unfortunate. But take the time to really understand how to sew your garments to last a very long time, how to do techniques, even if you won't compete. I have learned so many wonderful techniques, even with like side hobbies like historical sewing. I've learned to hand sew really nicely because of that. And I'm learning like embroidery and a bunch of other stuff because I'm taking the time to do those things. And it's not worth rushing. It's not worth meltdowns and breakdowns. I had many aplenty with Leia. Some of it my own fault, some of it the issues of resources. It's worth it to take the time to do it right, even if it takes 20 million attempts and asking 50 other people, XYZ, and even if it takes you like 5 years. Yes, we live in a society that's like capitalist and very algorithm based, and who can get out as fast as possible. But when you do that, I feel it's just
You lose the magic.
you lose the Not only do you lose the magic, you don't enjoy it. You don't get to enjoy it. You don't get to learn, because even you may be a master even. It's still a learning process no matter what you're doing. You learn new things as you do things. Like even with hand sewing, I've learned more efficient things as I've hand sewn. So it's worth it to go at your own pace, do it as you need, and take your time with it, because it will be worth it. And most of all, I believe in you.
And as a side to that, don't con crunch.
Don't do that.
Trying to finish anything on deadline is not worth your health. As two people that have developed issues due to con crunching before conventions, it's just not worth sacrificing your health to get something done.
Yeah, because with me, I've been starting to tell people this, especially at our cosplay panels. KatsunaCon 2019, I tried to crunch an entire dressing gown and corset for Christine Daae, and I tried to do it within like 2 months, a month maybe. I started to not eat, not sleep, not drink water, literally spending every waking moment I could working on it, and I now have seemingly permanent issues from it. So it's not worth it. Take your time, please. I'm begging you. It's not worth your health. It's not worth not worth losing your peace of mind. Like, no project is worth that. Like, just don't. Please don't. I'm begging. I'm pleading.
That is really good advice.
Lots of good advice.
And I'm on board with not con crunching. Like, don't kill yourself.
I did it for a long time because I was in that, you have to be able to walk out there and floor everybody. And I realized I could do that with a costume that I took more time on and didn't lose sleep over. I don't sleep well enough as it is. I don't need to have anything else contribute to that.
Oh, yeah, I feel that.
And you don't always have to have a new costume. A lot of people are excited to see.
I wear Leia to most
so many
events.
people. I see a lot of people, they're like, I have to have a new one for this con. I'm like, you literally would have con 2 weeks ago. Even the quote unquote big name cosplayers rewear costumes because they don't have time to make something new. So if these people that are possibly getting paid to be at the con aren't making something new, maybe just rewear that costume.
Yeah.
Okay. And like you
And
said,
that's where you learn to diversify your wardrobe and what you
Yes.
have for cosplays, because that's
And,
what we're suffering with right now.
It's like Padme said, though, if you learn the techniques to make it last, you can rewear that costume for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wear it until it's tatters and rags.
I've got
Be
a few
proud of
that
it.
have been-
And then that's battle damage.
yes, battle damage. Then
That's called post-trash compactor Leia.
Yes. I love it.
I am here for it. So, you two, where can we find you?
All right, so I should have made a card for all of this.
Yeah.
Well, you're on the title
weird.
card.
Okay. So my Facebook is Hiraeth Solo Cosplay. Twitter, Hiraeth Solo _cos. My Instagram is Hiraeth Solo .cos. You can see a theme. TikTok is the same as my Instagram, so it's the .cos. And then Komaribi Flash Media on Facebook for photography. Komaribi _Flash on Instagram for photography. And then for wigs, it's ALAINN _ANAM _wigs. Alien on them wigs. It's Gaelic. Or just message me on Hiraeth Solo, because I have everything. I have everything linked in a link tree, or any of my wigs that I've done on my posts, or most of her wigs, are that account is tagged as credit. So, and then run off with your socials.
I am literally everywhere except Twitter as Sassenach Skywalker.cos, except for Twitter, where I am Pastel Hylia. If you'd like to hear my woes and screams and hyperfixations, I think. Oh, and I do have a link tree on my Instagram, which also links to like my Rebel Legion profile, and a bunch of other fun stuff. So like, go off, I guess.
Those link trees are saviors.
Oh yeah.
Put everything in one place.
And what about you, Andrea? Where can we find you?
Just find our link tree. It's the Cosplay Cafe podcast link tree. But it's mostly Media Rice. You can find me there.
And
mostly
if you
Instagram.
If you want any of that I'm too sexy for my cosplay merch, it's the red bubble button on that link tree. So yeah, we've got those designs on everything.
Yes,
we do. And I have a place where you can find Crayle and myself immediately tomorrow. And so I am going to play my book trailer before we play our sponsor ad.
Nice.
I know we're over time, but tomorrow, Crayle and I are going to be at the Southeast Wisconsin Festival of Books, which is a free event for anyone who likes indie authors. There's going to be, I think, over 30 authors there shilling their books.
Wait, where is it?
It is
We're not
at
doing anything
University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee at Waukesha. You two should come.
We'll see if we can. I know my mom wanted to hang out tomorrow. Shout out to my mom if she's watching. She probably is.
Bring your mom.
Yeah.
We'll be there from 1 to 4.
Okay, cool.
Buy
So-
Kelly's
We'll
books
try to
while
make
you're
it.
there, people.
Yeah, that would be fun. I mean, there's going to be like all sorts of books. So it's not just.
Look at
My
that. If
turn,
that's the
not-
case, I'll be the only one from here tonight that's not there.
Aw.
I'm volunteer. I'm doing a superhero 5K tomorrow. I'm not running. I'm just the
Ooh.
superhero.
You're
Have
very
fun.
much in spirit.
We'll video chat
Yes.
with you.
I'm running nowhere during that 5K. I'm just going as the superhero.
I wouldn't.
I don't
ever.
run.
Running is the worst. If you
I
see me running,
exercise,
you better
but
run
not
too
run.
because something is behind me.
And
can be
from
my
Parks
bro-
and
you-
Rec. Yeah, it keeps you healthy, but at what cost?
My brother who ran a 50K in the rain. So that's
Yep. Nope.
yeah. Brad's crazy. I love him, but he's crazy.
So thank you both for
Yes.
joining us tonight, and thank you to all our viewers for watching. And so I'm gonna roll my ad and then stick around also for our sponsor ad. And everyone have a good night. Have a good weekend.
You as well.
Thank you guys.
Iris took me when I was a kid. I thought they were teaching me to control my powers, but now I know that they've been training me to be their weapon. The time has come to take my life back.
Cosplay Cafe is sponsored by whycosplay.com, which is your one-stop shop for quality costumes and cosplay supplies. So click on the link in our show notes to get a 20% off discount. Or not, if you hate saving money. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Clicking on the link does help support our show. So you know what? Just do the thing. Do the thing.